Hey, what's going on, guys? Flick here, and welcome back to another episode of Season 3 of the Liverpool Career Mode. And since the last episode of this Career Mode, we've had two exciting transfers confirmed for Liverpool. Those two players being Ragnar Klavan and Georginio Wijnaldum. Both of these players I'm going to look to add in this Career Mode in the upcoming transfer window. And for Klavan, he's going to be a rotational center back. In order to give him some more room into the club, we're going to look to offload one of our existing center backs. And I think of the players to offload, it's probably going to be Lovren, because we can get a decent amount of cash value for him, and he hasn't been getting too much play time. I mean, we have Nicolas Sula, we have Jimenez, and we have Matip all fighting for a first place spot, and we're even looking to add a world-class center back to that rotation, so we need to sell one of our existing center backs. For Wijnaldum, he can play a number of different roles. He could play out on the wing, replacing Marco Reus if need be, but he can also play in that center mid or center attacking mid role, and that's the reason that I do want to sign him. If that doesn't work out, we do have Julian Draxler as an option. Both are fantastic players, but I'd love to add Wijnaldum into this club. Which brings me to my next point, and we may look to sell a couple of our existing first team players in order to improve the squad even more than we already have. And the main player that I am looking to sell, or potentially sell, is Grzegorz Krychowiak. He has moved to PSG in real life, so let me know what you guys think by participating in the eye on your screen in the poll right now. Should we sell Krychowiak and likely get 20+ million for him and replace him with another world-class center mid? One final question I want to ask you guys before we continue on with the episode is whether you want to continue to see youth scouting reports. I don't think many of our youth academy players will make their way into the first team or substitutes, considering that this is the last season of this career mode, but I personally find it fun to still scout out some players, see what kind of potential players we can find. So again, go ahead and participate in the poll by clicking on the eye on your screen and let me know what you think. We're going to look to finish up a large chunk of October in today's episode, starting with an away match against Chelsea. And this match is important for us because they're currently equal on points with us in the Premier League, and a win would boost us to that first place position. So I'm bringing out a strong starting 11 for that match. And then getting into an international break, we will follow that up with a home match against Watford. I was thinking about simulating this one because Watford are not doing too well in the Premier League this season. And then another huge match for us in the Champions League group stage against Borussia Dortmund. If we can get a win there, then that would kind of establish ourselves as the top dogs in our group, and Dortmund would likely have to qualify as second in order to advance. And then a couple days later, we have another home match against Aston Villa. Again, I'm going to simulate because Aston Villa are on the lower end of things in the Premier League. And then ending off the episode with the Merseyside derby against Everton. In the last episode, I did ask you guys whether you wanted to see us use the 4-3-3 attacking formation or the 4-3-2-1 with the more narrow wingers. And the 4-3-3 attacking did win that vote, and I think that's a good call because it allows our wingers to be a little bit more wide and also track back and play some defense. And speaking of our wingers, check it out. Messi's up to a 95, Suarez up to a 90, and now Royce up to a 90 rating, which is what I wanted at the start of the season. So our goal has been accomplished, and a lot of these first team players are still growing. And with it being the start of the month, I thought we would get into a squad report and check out some of the player growth. And I'm extremely happy with the growth that we have had so far this season, especially for some of our starters. The main issue I do have is the morale for some of these players, including Lovren, including Skrtel, and also Cáceres. We need to offload those players as quickly as possible because I have no intention of using them in our first team or even substitutes. We have so many quality players that it's difficult for me to find game time for a few players. Our center mid position included, because we have, 4 or more 80+ rated center mids, which is just incredible to think about. I don't know how we've done it, but through training and also transfers, we've really created a stacked team. Mane, another one of those players. I don't know what his future is going to be. I'm thinking that we could get some big bids for him in the upcoming transfer window, and that might allow us to make some other signings. So we'll see what happens. I know you guys do like seeing Mane, but I'm going to see if he does fit into our future plans, and I don't want to have him sit on the bench for the rest of the season. That's the reason I am open to considering selling him, but we'll see what does happen, and that's going to wrap things up for the squad report. It's time for us to get into what might be our biggest test thus far this season against Chelsea, who may be our toughest competition and may look to get the Premier League title after we've won it in back-to-back seasons. So we're going to have to play well defensively and also create some chances on the attack. I think our front three can do it. Here is that Chelsea's starting 11. They have a couple of standout players there on the bench. Alexander Pato ready to come on at any moment's notice. And other than that, they haven't been too busy on the transfers, but the Chelsea team that you start off with in career mode is stacked, and a couple of those younger players have started to develop. An early corner kick for Chelsea after Willian provided a little bit of trouble for us. We're going to have to clear this one away. Karius gets a punch to it, and it's going to fall back outside of Willian. Now Hummels, one of the defensive transfers for Chelsea, playing it back to Willian, and now dribbling inside. Over to Van Ginkel. The shot is over the crossbar. Here's Fabregas. Looking to find Eden Hazard here on the left side, but still dribbling with it. We're going to defend it pretty well. Diego Costa on the ball, and we will clear it away with Jimenez. Some dangerous scenes here as Chelsea are really pressing up high into our defense, but that's going to leave them open to the counterattack. And here's David Alaba trying to do something, playing it inside now to Luis Suarez, but Cedric, one of the new transfers for Chelsea from Southampton, do make the stop. Coutinho playing it inside, now trying to find Emre Can over to Suarez. He's going to find Lionel Messi making that run and waiting for the run to be made ahead of him. Emre Can now. Can he whip in a ball? That was a Rabona cross. If we score this, oh my goodness, that could have been goal this season. I didn't know Emre Can even had it in him. Here's Suarez on the ball. Lots of space in front of him, and he's going to look to take on Willian, and now use the Berba spin to cut inside. Looking for options in the middle. Has Marco Reus, and it's a finesse shot on the left foot. I wouldn't have thought Marco Reus would have hit that, but it's off the post. But we are creating chances early on. We're going to have to really capitalize on those chances if we do want to beat Courtois in the future, though. We're not going to get many easy opportunities like that one. Here's Eden Hazard. The number 10 for Chelsea, dribbling it into Diego Costa. Now back to Hazard. Surely he's going to shoot, and Karius making his first save of the game. Well done, and on his toes, ready to make the save. Here's Willian finding Diego Costa, and a chance for Chelsea just before halftime to get a goal. That's a good steal by Jimenez, and suddenly we can look to get on the counterattack of our own just before the half. Coutinho muscling off one of the defenders. Now moving forward, we have Lionel Messi on the outside. Ref, you got to let us play here. And he will let him play. Now Berba spin in to create some space. Eden Hazard up to the task, and we're going to go into the halftime break. Despite the statistics, I would say that first half was pretty entertaining, consisting of Rabona crosses, and I would say that there will be some goals in this game. I don't know if it's going to be for us or whether it's going to be for Chelsea, but we're going to look to get the former. About 30 minutes left in this game. We're going to look to make a few substitutes now. We're going to bring Adam Lallana, as we usually do, on for Philippe Coutinho. And then Hirving Lozano had a great episode in the previous one, so we're going to give him some playtime over Marco Reus, who's done pretty well, but I have faith in Lozano and his pace. And finally, we're going to bring Milner on for Emre Can, see if he can score himself a long shot. Chance here for Chelsea as Palaqueta to throw this one in. He's going to find Pedro. And now over to Fabregas. We're going to steal it away and look to get on the counterattack. We've got numbers forward, and Suarez is going to be the one we try to find. He gets by one defender, and now it just has to be a finesse shot to the far post. It has to be by Courtois. It's saved. I can't believe we missed that opportunity. I don't know if we're going to get a better shot to win the game than that Suarez miss, but we're still going to try to push forward and play it out to the left wing, and it's Hirving Lozano. He's got plenty of pace, and he's going to use some LTRT to cut this one inside. Has an option in the middle. It's Adam Lallana trying to use his body to hold off the defender, but Cahill clears it away, and I think that's going to be full-time. Here to look at the full-time statistics. I think we should have won that game, especially after that Suarez miss. It's a one-on-one with the keeper, and a 90-plus rated striker needs to do better there. Usually he's so clinical with those finesse shots, but I'd rather us struggle a bit here at the beginning of the season than later on the season when we have more important fixtures. We have a scouting report from the United States, and this is actually our final one for this respective country, and depending how you guys vote in that poll, I'll send them out in next episode. But starting things off, we have a 91 potential player that we will sign up, and now moving on, we'll see if we have any other 90-plus potential. We have Darlington Garcia that will add to the Youth Academy, and that's going to wrap things up for the United States. We also have a monthly scouting update from France, and we have a 72 player start things off. Now a 66 to 92 that we will add to the Youth Academy, 69 to 94 that we will add, 72 to 94 that we're going to add to the Youth Academy, and also a 67 to 91. Our final monthly scouting update for the episode will be from England, and we have a 73 to 94 player that we will add to the Youth Academy. Now scrolling through and seeing if we have any other talents to add, that's going to be the only one from England. Considering Watford's recent form, this simulated match should be an easy one for us to win, and I have even used our full strength starting 11 because these points in the Premier League, especially early on, are pretty crucial to us. And Lionel Messi picking up the first goal of the match in the 22nd minute. We'll see if we can add another one before halftime, but instead of getting a goal, we get a red card through Emre Can in the 37th minute, so he'll be missing our next Premier League match against Aston Villa. But Suarez adds on a second to likely secure ourselves the victory. And the last 10 minutes, we'll see if we do manage to hang on. And Dini gets a goal back late, but we still get the 2-1 result. Our next match will see us face up against Borussia Dortmund, and that is always going to be a good fixture. I think back to the EuroLeague semifinal when Liverpool had that incredible comeback against Dortmund, and maybe we can have a match of similar quality in this one. I have switched around our second team a little bit, giving Christian Pulisic the start at the center attacking mid position. He's listed as a left mid, but he can definitely play in that more central role, and we'll see how he plays, and maybe if he plays well enough, he can get some starting play time over Lallana. Looking at the group standings, we're currently joint top with Saint-Etienne with a win and a draw, whereas Dortmund currently have a win and a loss. Dortmund, however, had been pretty darn busy with their transfers, playing a very interesting formation with three at the back, and they have Lukaku and Cavani up front. That's going to be a dangerous strike force that we need to watch out for. Here's Lozano on the ball, cutting inside, getting by a couple of Dortmund players, but Passlack dealing with it. But we may be able to win this header. Now playing it back inside, over to Pulisic, and Christian Pulisic gets the start in this game, and what an impact he has already made, going with that long-range effort and showing that the young guy can perform, pointing to that Liverpool badge, and what a goal. Going into the halftime break, we're up 1-0 from that single shot from Christian Pulisic, and I'd say minus that one moment, Dortmund's defense has been rock solid, not giving us much space to breathe and really not giving us much space to shoot either. We're going to have to work the ball out a little bit wider, try to utilize our wingers and maybe send some crosses in the second half. There we go, some good play, and we have Sofiane Feghouli on the wing, but Kagawa getting in the way and likely saving a goal. Oh, this is a chance for Dortmund. Romelu Lukaku is going to be through on goal. He's going to shoot it. Actually, he's going to play off the pass, and it's 1-1 just like that. It's Dortmund's first shot in the game, and they capitalize on it. After that Dortmund goal, we're going to make some changes, try to get that late winner, and we will bring Adam Lallana on for Christian Pulisic, who has played fairly well, and I'll definitely be giving him some more play time. In addition to that, we're going to bring Emre Can in for Jordan Henderson, and finally, we're going to give Mane some play time, bring him in for Sturridge. Here's Mane. Finding Adam Lallana, fresh legs brought on. We have this Dortmund defense beat. We're going to play it out wide, and Sofiane Feghouli has the crossing opportunity. We'll look to find Mane, but Berkey dives out there and collects it. We'll be taking a short corner kick. I don't want to be caught on the counterattack, and I'd rather actually just dribble this one in. Now playing it inside the box, we nearly get taken down. Emre Can, can he do it for us? And he gets the goal. Liverpool get the late winner through Emre Can, the substitute. And I think we do deserve this victory today. We went out and tried to get the win. I would say Dortmund were trying to hang on to the draw, just passing it around, trying to hang on to possession. And that's what happens. We capitalized on our moments, and we got the 3 points from this match. Full time for us, and I'm ecstatic about that kind of victory. Looking at the stats, we outplayed Dortmund. They just had the single shot on target, and they were lucky to have scored on that single shot. And even looking at their strikers, they should play a different play style. They have Edison Cavani and Romelu Lukaku, two very talented players who didn't get enough looks, and hey, they didn't even get the goal for Dortmund. We've made some changes to the starting 11 for this next match against Aston Villa, giving Steven Gerrard's and Dirk Kuyt's regen a chance to perform in this game. And I felt like against some of these lower table Premier League sides, we might as well rotate the squad around a little bit, give some of the players that don't get that much play time some play time. And Suarez does get the first goal in the match in the 36th minute. Now moving forward to the second half, couple of substitutions being made, and we'll see if we can hang on for this result. Coutinho adding on a second goal, and only 10 minutes left in this game. The match does end at 2-0. Our final match will give us an opportunity to outperform Everton thus far this season. We've had some trouble in these Merseyside derbies, usually picking up draws, but not exactly picking up wins, which is the ultimate goal. However, we have made improvements to the squad since last year, so we'll see if we can do it now. Having a look at the league table, we are still in that constant struggle with Chelsea, looking to get that first place spot against 10th place Everton. If we can get some goals in this match, that may boost our goal differential and finally get us up to that first place spot. But there's a lot of talented goal scorers in the Premier League this season, so it's not going to be easy. This is the Everton starting lineup in this match, and they have sold off a couple players, notably Romelu Lukaku, and haven't exactly brought too many players in, so I'm not sure how they're going to perform. There's Marco Reus on the ball, spotting out Suarez, who's going to take on the Everton defense, and now playing it over to Emre Can. He scored a couple of goals for us this Premier League season, and waiting for someone to make that run, but Jagielka clears it away. Here's Coutinho on the wall, playing it out wide to Krychowiak, and now it's Marco Reus with tons of space in front of him, and he's going to do a couple of big touches to get to the byline. Now crossing it in, it's Deulofeu with the acrobatic clearance, and Everton hanging on strong, still 0-0. Big header won there by Jimenez, and now Emre Can looking to find the pass. He has Marco Reus on his left foot. He's going to cut this one in, play it inside, and what a save by Subasic, but it was still a goal for Krychowiak, following up his own miss, and we get the lead now in the 40th minute. It's been tough to break down Everton, but it was a matter of time before the keeper made a few mistakes. Just the 1 minute of added extra time, but we're well into Everton's half, and we might be able to get that goal. Krychowiak going with a long-range effort, that one going over the crossbar, and on that note, we go into the halftime break. Going into the halftime break, we definitely have the advantage with the 3 shots, 2 on target, and 57% of the possession, but I'm going to try something a little bit different here in the second half, trying out the 4-3-2-1 formation and seeing if it works out any better, because it was pretty 50-50 on whether you guys want me to use the 4-3-3 or the 4-3-2-1, so I'm going to use both of these formations in the coming episodes, and whichever one works better, that's the one we'll be using. One thing to note, I will be playing Coutinho here on the left side because a lot of you guys left comments saying one of his other secondary positions is left mid, so he'll probably excel the most here on the left side. Now Krychowiak, a big steal, is going to find Suarez over the top through ball, and Messi's going to be able to run onto it here. Can he get a goal for himself? He's been pretty quiet for this Liverpool team in this season, but looking to create an opportunity, playing it in the middle, it's Coutinho! Everton's defender gets a piece of it and cleared away. On Nathaniel Klein, big steal here, and he's got options in the middle. It's Lionel Messi just taking on the Everton defense, the right-footed finesse shot, and Subasic with a big save. Messi needs to put those opportunities away for us. After that Messi miss, we're going to make some substitutions, and the first one I'm making is bringing Feghouli on for Lionel Messi. I don't know what's wrong with him. You know, it was a similar situation for Reus and Suarez. They took some time to adjust to the team, so I don't want to be too critical of Messi, but in the second half of the season, there's going to be no excuses. He needs to perform up to the quality that he does have. But other substitutions, I'm going to bring Milner on for Emre Can, and I'm also going to give Daniel Sturridge a bit of playtime over Suarez. Here's Dowell on the ball once again. He's going to find Slimani. That must have been one of the signings for Everton, and he's going to get through, but we make a couple of big blocks. Everton with the goal, though. Can't believe we've conceded that one. It's a sloppy goal to concede, and now we need to push forward again in the last 12 minutes. I don't want to get a draw against Everton. Sturridge spotting out the run by David Alaba. We know he has a lot of good technical ability, and he has options in the middle. We're going to play it inside the box. Coutinho trying to do something dangerous, playing it across, and someone needs to be there. Feghouli takes out a player in the process, and the keeper falls down, but Everton's defense once again clears it away. Well, guys, once again, we get a draw in the Merseyside derby. I don't know if that streak is ever going to end, but we still have our home leg fixture to play later on this season. Maybe we can finally pick up a win. But looking at the stats, I think a draw is a fair result. But that is going to wrap up the episode for today, guys. Hope you have enjoyed this episode of the Liverpool Career Mode. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Links to those are in the description down below. But until next time, this has been Flick. I'll be talking to you guys again soon.